Welcome to Disney A, the Canadian-themed Disney travel podcast. I was holding my breath to pull that off and waiting for you to hit record. We're your hosts. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Krysta. And you pointed and I'm very happy.
I almost passed
happy
out,
all
though.
around. I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah. Now that you're have regained some oxygen into your body and you're a little bit better.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Brandon, what are you drinking right now?
Delicious gin again. But earlier, I was drinking delicious espresso martini, homemade espresso martini. I thought that was more interesting than
it was, but...
gin and watermelon. But that's fine.
Yeah, well, you finished them all, though, so...
Yeah.
You finished all the espresso and probably don't need any more coffee today.
But I can taste the sounds. And I can smell the colors.
I'm not sure you should be having gin after all that coffee either, quite frankly.
Oh. Well.
Oh, well. Yeah, well. What's your nerd thing?
I just did my first raid in the new expansion of World of Warcraft today. So there you go.
And how did that go?
It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you the rusty?
Yeah. There's the first 6 bosses of the 8 bosses are very easy, and then the last 2 are more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nice.
So we killed 6.
That makes sense.
Yeah. How about you?
I am also drinking gin with watermelon. I was going to say bubbly, but it's Aha. Aha. It's a watermelon lime Aha. Aha. And I'm also drinking that, same as you. I didn't have a bunch of espresso martinis, though. I just had one little bit.
Yeah, I gave you a little taster shot of it. What did you think?
Oh, it was good. It was really good. You were laughing at the sound I made, though.
You're like, it's good. That's the sound
it was a little bit stronger than I was anticipating.
Well, there was vodka and Kahlua in it, so
it's true.
Whatever.
It's true. So I told you to make sure you had a nerd thing, and then I don't have a great nerd thing. Except
I'm not mad.
Just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
But so my nerd thing is related to what we're talking about this week is my problem.
Okay.
So last night I watched Hocus Pocus Part 2, and then the 25th anniversary special for Hocus Pocus, which was on Disney Plus because it was recommended after.
Okay, I don't even know what we're talking about, so.
Oh, okay, good. We are. You want to know what we're talking about, or do you want it to be a surprise?
It's gonna be a surprise either way.
We are talking about Disney witches.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's actually lots of them. I picked the top 15. And then some Warlock honorable mentions. And you're going to be ranking them. But I have a list.
Okay.
And then we're going to find out what Disney witch you would be.
Shouldn't you be ranking them? Because you would know them more than me?
Well, I can help you rank them.
Okay.
Okay.
I have concerns, but...
That's fine. I will also explain to you who they all are. Because you might not know them all. All right. So, but yes, we're talking about Disney witches. We talked about Disney pirates once upon a time, a long time ago, and so it's kind of the same deal.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
How about if you ask me 2 and which one's better, and then we can go from there.
Oh,
because I'm not ranking a bunch.
No,
of them.
I was thinking you'd pick the top 3 from the list or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
You said ranking.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
I was very confused.
Or awarding best of, I guess.
Witches Hall of Fame.
Witches Hall of Fame. There
Probably
you go.
in Salem, I would imagine.
Probably. I'm also reading a lot of witchy books right now, and I'm all very Halloween-y. Did you know how Margaret Atwood is one of my favorite authors ever?
Yeah.
Do you know that she's descended from a witch who was
in Salem?
Well, Salem area.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that cool?
I didn't.
She's descended from Half-Hanged Mary.
Oh.
Isn't that a great name?
She probably got hanged, but it didn't work so good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And buried.
Oh.
In a shallow grave.
That sounds terrible.
But then when the person that they thought she was bewitching and killing, died during the night, so they like went to go make sure she was killed, and she was not, and she lived to be like 70 or 80 something, which back then is insane in and of itself. And she wrote in her journals that, and then Atwood included it in a line of a poem called Half Hanged Mary, that she said, before they came for me, I wasn't a witch, but now I am.
Okay.
Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, yes. So that was my little, did you know? I make my students listen to the poem every Halloween.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
But yeah, so that's just my that's my nerd thing, is just getting all Halloweenish and hocus pocus and witchy books. I'm reading two Alice Hoffman books right now at the same time. One is Practical Magic, and that's the witchy one, of course.
Witchy.
And then the other one is not witchy, but also Alice Hoffman. So yeah, cool. Disney A News Update. There is a whole lot of Christmas information coming out. They don't have the foodie guide yet, but you know, the outfits and stuff have started coming out, and also the YouTube ads have started. Other news: Space Mountain has reopened.
Thank goodness.
Right? New lighting effects have been installed. That makes everyone really happy, apparently.
Well, they just kind of fixed the ones that were there before. They're the blue lights when you're launching, whatever. They were there before, and now they're back. Hooray!
Yeah.
But yes, Tomorrowland is not great without Space Mountain.
No kidding.
Like,
dead zone.
Very, very important anchor point for that land. So that's really good.
Yeah. Other than that, the parks are mostly just enjoying Halloween stuff. The other thing that reopened, like literally 2 days after we left, was Pooh Corner and the Winnie the Pooh ride, and like that whole walkway kind of area. So there's, you know, new Winnie the Pooh treats and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, that's about it for that kind of stuff.
That's good. Oh, you asked if I had any news.
Yeah.
And I do have one small piece of news about Disney World. So the new Guardians of the Galaxy, well, it's not really even new anymore, but the new-ish Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster in Epcot.
Yeah.
That you don't really know much about.
No, but
so it's kind of similar to the one that's in Disneyland. That was the reskin of Tower of Terror, in that it has a bunch of different songs that can play during it. Because music is very important to Guardians of the Galaxy, so it makes sense that they kind of do that. But one of the songs is the Earth, Wind, and Fire September song. And they've announced that they're going back for one night only on the September 21st. They're going to be playing the Earth, Wind, and Fire song
fun.
on, like, that's the only one you can get that day because of course the lyrics they did it the first year, and then they didn't do it last year, and people were upset. So
they're like, we're doing it. It's okay.
It's okay. We're doing it. Yeah. So I like that.
I like it too. I like nods like that.
Yeah.
And then the other news is like countdowny type stuff. Two of the shows that we've been looking forward to, one is out now, and one is coming out here in a matter of days, which is again why I scheduled to talk about witches this week, is because
what happened?
Agatha Harkness show is coming out.
Oh, she's a witch.
She is. She's on the list. Shocking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not shocking. And then the other one is the Rebuild the Galaxy Lego Star Wars thing that came out on Friday. We haven't seen it yet, but we're going to.
Yeah, it came out on Friday. It's actually 4 episodes, like kind of a mini-series.
And each one's just under half hour, so.
Basically a movie.
Totally.
That's cool.
And then the other thing that came out was Beetlejuice.
I'm sure it's good. Everything Lego does is good.
Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
You were watching one time something ridiculous. What was it?
The Ninjago?
Yeah, and I had like no interest in whatsoever, and just like really liked the show though.
It actually works. Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah, I am excited to see this. I don't know if I'll watch it tonight, but yeah. Yesterday was Friday the 13th, and we started to watch Friday the 13th, and I fell asleep.
Well, it was midnight.
Yeah, but we were like, we should watch this.
On a work day.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah, still, I was cuddled up with my black kitty.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Okay, let's head to the main topic.
What's in the bag?
It's not a head. It's just content.
Oh.
Disney A grab bag. Okay, Brandon, are you ready to talk Disney witches?
Sure.
Now, there are a lot, it turns out. I was on Disney Wiki, whatever.
So what are we defining as a witch?
That's first of all the thing. Mm-hmm. I took stuff that was off there, but there were like hundreds on there.
Right.
Basically magic users. Some of them identified themselves as a witch, so that's awfully handy.
Well, yeah. My question would be, so a fringe case would be like the evil queen.
Yep.
She practices magic and she turns into a hag, but she's not really
she's
pure
a
witch. But she's a witch.
She's a witch.
She would be a witch.
She would be classified as a witch.
Okay.
Some of them, like the first one on my list is Ursula. Her full she's called Ursula the Sea Witch.
It's literally in the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
right. So some
that's
are
not
really,
a fringe case.
No, some are really obvious. So I have a full list here. I'm gonna just kind of explain, or we can explain who each of these are. There's one honorable mention that I distinctly remember, but we don't have to include that in the picking of the ones unless you want to.
I do.
And we're
gonna both pick our three favorites.
Okay.
Is what we're gonna do.
There's also,
I've decided.
All right, perfect.
I'm the decider.
I also included 5 warlocks or wizards that are worth mentioning. Okay. Ready? Here's our full list in no particular order for us to each pick.
Yeah, you just go through them. Yeah.
Ursula, the Sea Witch, obvious choice. My favorite villain.
She is a pretty fabulous villain,
yes.
and she's.
I'm making a case here for all of these. Okay.
Yeah, she could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
She had a fair and well spelled out contract. She's actually probably less evil than most corporations existing today. So
yeah. Plus, great song.
Yeah.
Maleficent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She transforms herself into a dragon. I mean, if that's not badass witchery, I don't know what is. She has a really cool crow familiar named Diablo.
Yeah, that's a pretty good animal sidekick.
Right?
Yeah.
So the next one I put all in one category, and those are the Sanderson sisters.
Right.
Winifred, Mary, and Sarah.
So,
they each have their own special thing.
If you do they count as like a 3-for-1?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I know Winifred is considered like the boss and the most important, but each one, like, they each contribute, and in fact, the whole point at the end of the sequel is that they need to be all together. So 3-for-1 if you pick the Sanderson sisters. All right. The evil queen from Snow White, who is often called Queen Grimhilda, which we already discussed. Evil queen. Also a witch. She has a dungeon where she has potions and does spells and has a huge big spell book.
And like her evil hag disguise is very witchy looking.
Super witchy looking. She also has a crow, unnamed, I believe. Mm-hmm.
I'll call him Kaka.
Good deal. Mad Madam Mim from The Sword and the Stone. We met her at Oogie Boogie.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a witch or okay?
Yeah, she calls herself one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, wizard and witch. They're supposed to be on evil. They're supposed to be on equal footing, and she's like supposed to be the only one who can keep up to Merlin's magic, right?
But not his boogie down grooves that we saw in the parade.
This is very true.
He gave her in that Magic Happens parade. He
really did, yes. Her big, I guess, spells always deal with metamorphosis or changing herself. Like, that's her magic
She's
focus.
Kind of a shapeshifter.
Kind of, yeah, and that's when they do their wizard's duel. That's how we know she's a witch. They have a animal off.
Shape off.
Yeah, shape off. Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. Potions. She's every list I saw.
She's more like an alchemist to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I could see that. Every list I saw, they put her as a witch, so we'll include her on there.
I don't know.
I guess it is whether or not you define her as a witch.
I guess so. I don't know. That one's
her
stretching.
potion is what is able though to turn Cusco into a llama.
I guess so. That is pretty magical.
Mm-hmm. We're We're going to go live action here for a few. Aggie Cromwell. This is the grandmother from Halloween Town. I could have gone for any of the children.
Yeah.
But I went for the original, Aggie. Because also I adore her. And she sang Singing in the Rain.
She did, yeah.
Debbie Reynolds is amazing. So yes, Aggie Cromwell. She also gave us the great line that being normal is vastly overrated.
That's true.
Tia Dalma. This is like Swamp Witch kind of style, but she's the one from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, with the exception of the first one. She also was like bordering on like voodoo stuff, but would still be considered.
Is also like a god, so not really a witch, but okay. That's just splitting hairs. No, she's a god.
Well, wait till I get to the next one.
Okay.
Frigga, Thor's mom.
Yeah, she is a witch though.
She is,
because
when I met Thor dressed as Scarlet Witch, he was talking to me about witchcraft because of his mother and how much he respected witches because of his mother.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So you'll notice I try to include like an across the board kind of thing, right?
That's good. Yeah.
So that is our Marvel nod.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your Marvel nod.
One of our Marvel nods.
I was gonna say
we have two more coming. I should say that's our first Marvel nod.
Okay.
But this one is
the one you wouldn't think of.
Exactly.
Yes.
The one where witch is not in the name. Mama Odie.
Okay.
Yeah, from Princess and the Frog.
Again, kind of like the Princess and the Frog witchcraft is very voodoo, but voodoo is just a type of witchcraft,
exactly.
I would say. So there you go.
Yeah, so that's kind of the one there. And while we're talking about maybe different versions of witchcraft, Madame Leota from the Haunted Mansion.
Okay.
You have as like an entity, both whether you're talking the attraction or whether you're talking one of the many movies or interpretations.
Right.
But yeah, Madame Leota.
Yeah, like doing crystal ball reading, tarot cards,
turning
and all
yourself
that
into
stuff.
a crystal ball.
Yeah, I guess so. Disembodied heads. That's,
yeah, totally.
Okay.
Let's go back to Marvel here for a minute. We have two. Of course, the Scarlet Witch, literally in the name.
Yep.
And then we have Agatha Harkness, which is the inspiration for this whole list in the first place.
Right. I am very excited for.
I'm so excited. Oh my god.
I hope it's good.
I'm hopeful.
You're gonna be disappointed if it is.
I know. I really will be. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be bad.
I feel like we're gonna like it. I think they had fun with it, so I don't know.
That's what they need to do with something like that. Then let's go Star Wars. Asajj Ventress was listed as a witch, which is kind of interesting to me.
Wasn't she like a Night Sister that got recruited? I forget her whole story.
Or she's related to some Night Sisters or some like from the same planet. I don't remember the whole background of it, but I know there's a connection to the Night Sisters because originally I was just going to put them as an entity, but I was like, and then I saw Asajj Ventress and was like...
the Elder Night Witch from the Clone Wars. That was really cool. And
True.
made all the space zombie...
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
They're very cool. Anyway, there are some cool witches in Star Wars overall. So, yeah, okay. I don't know about Asajj Ventress, but...
And I almost went for the newest Acolyte, but Acolyte's a little fresh and a little ouchy to me still, so I decided not to go for that.
You canceled it, is what you did.
Ouch. No,
soon?
I was going to just do the Night Sisters as a whole. Mother Gothel.
Okay, kinda.
From Tangled. Yeah. Well, she, casts a spell to keep herself young. It's kind of witchy. Then, here's one you might not know. I know I've watched this movie in front of you, but I don't think you've actually ever seen this movie. We're going back live action again. She's definitely a witch. She calls herself a witch. She graduates from a school of witchcraft and wizardry.
Hogwarts?
Similar. Miss Eglantine Price from Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
No, I have not seen
Angela Lansbury.
Okay.
Yep. She is a witch. She also fights the Nazis.
As one does. I mean, if I had witchy powers back then, I would use them to fight the Nazis? Sure.
Her broomsticks are literally, she flies on a broom. She's classic witch, but in like old 60s Disney movie kind of way. And this one I thought was a fun reach. Mary Poppins.
Oh, no, she's a witch.
Right?
She's for sure a witch.
She wasn't on most of the lists I saw, including Disney Wiki, but other lists did have her.
No,
and I was like, you gotta include Mary Poppins.
She's more of a witch than like half of the characters that you. For sure, like not evil. Like witches don't have to be evil. Like
Wizard of Oz
woman
taught
power
us that.
and I'll be over.
And I'll be over here. Oh my god, I gotta high five that one. That was really good. Buffy musical reference.
Yeah,
really good.
It was. Yeah.
I know, but I was explaining it for people who are having trouble understanding why I'm giggling so much.
I was just agreeing that that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, Mary Poppins. Yeah.
No. She doesn't ride a broomstick. She flies on her umbrella, but same difference, and she casts spells and
So is her
bewitches children into doing their chores.
Her umbrella also talks and has the head of a bird. Is it her familiar? Like a spirit?
Maybe, I don't know.
Then we have, here is you can include her as an honorable mention, or we could put her in the full list. Morgana Macabra, and Ka has a C-A-W in it. She is the recurring villain from Darkwing Duck.
Oh gosh.
But I remembered, I was like, there was like a witchy character on that, so I looked it up. And that's her name, Morgana Macabra. Isn't that great? We could just include her as a shout out. I don't even care.
Okay.
But just like,
interesting.
Super cool. A bunch of the 90s and into the early 2000s, a bunch of those TV shows did have witch villainesses in them as recurring villains on them.
Sure, there was probably a lot of those Disney Channel cartoon shows.
This one though was just like
I'm sure there was one in DuckTales.
There was. I saw that one on the list too. Yeah, but this is the one I remembered, so to put that on.
And I think the main villain from like Kim Possible might have been witchy.
Well, and then it was after our time. It was height of early 2000s.
Kim Possible was also after.
Well, yes, but there was like literally Wizards of Waverly Place was a show.
That was trying to be Harry Potter.
Yes. But there was a big push in the 90s for like a lot of the popular teen horror movies were focused on witches, and also some of the fun ones. Like you had Sabrina the Teenage Witch at the time. Wasn't dark. It was fun, right? But then you also had movies like The Craft, and that was the first scary movie I watched.
Witches did go through a big phase there in the 90s.
Yeah, and every teenage girl was like super into them and things like that, especially if you were like preteen or young teen, so they were really maximizing
it was witches and goth and all that. Big in the 90s.
Totally, yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to do some of the wizards/warlocks.
Okay.
Merlin is our most obvious one here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ian Lightfoot from Onward.
Okay, I guess so.
No, he calls him a warlock. Yeah, it totally is.
It's a Dungeons and Dragons type of situation,
right? Still counts. Yeah. Jafar.
Yeah.
He's a sorcerer.
Yeah,
we're gonna keep him in the same.
Yeah, that's what I would go with, and that's sorcerer and witch is.
Yeah, I mean you can
similar.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can split hairs on all of these unless they call themselves a witch, or warlock, or whatever, or wizard. I think you just have to. Well, that's the broad category. Dr. Facilier.
Yeah, like voodoo. Yeah,
voodoo,
which we've established is just type of witchcraft.
Totally.
So that's fine.
And the Horned King from the Black Cauldron.
Oh, he's more like a
demon.
Necromancer.
Yeah.
I guess. Is necromancy a witchcraft?
Well, so I was going to say, are we including that as a form of witchcraft?
I guess. It's, sure, but okay.
Pretty broad. Generally villains, though not all. That's a list I have.
That's because they were persecuted.
Wicked, good, and love the earth and women power. I'll be over here.
See, I made the reference again.
Yeah, it was a nice callback. Yeah. Okay. It was good.
Anyway.
All right, so here's our list. Do we want to go 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, or are you just going to pick the top 3?
Well, we can't double up.
Okay,
it's going to be more like a draft, I guess.
Okay, so let's just do top 3. You can go first. What's your number 3?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Draft. I'm picking my best first.
Ah. Okay, who you picking?
I'm gonna take Ursula on you.
That is one I wanted on my list. That's one I wanted on my list.
I know which one you're gonna take, but that's fine. I'm going Ursula. She is fabulous. Has great song, and
she is amazing. And she's the only sea witch on this list.
She's a sea witch, so like I got the ocean, the whole ocean covered.
One. Yeah, whole one. Mm-hmm. So let's see if you think I'm gonna pick the same one I am gonna pick, which is the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Okay. What, the most powerful Avenger? Who's not dead? I refuse to believe. Not permanently dead, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, no one is permanently dead in Marvel.
Except Uncle Ben.
Except Uncle Ben. Literally, that's it. It's
just
Uncle Ben.
Said, yeah.
And apparently Aunt May now, but...
Well, in this world.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely going Scarlet Witch.
You had to, because...
obviously. You took Ursula. That would have been my other...
I do think those are your 2 top draft picks.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally. All right.
Okay.
Your next choice.
I feel bad that I get to choose twice to your once.
That's okay.
But I'm gonna go for the 3-for-1 and take the Sanderson sisters.
That's a good call. They're powerful too.
You like Hocus Pocus more than I do.
Yeah.
It's fine. The best part is the big singing
Put a
number.
Spell on you.
That's fabulous.
It's so good. That is literally my favorite version.
The movie itself is fine.
Yeah.
I did like Sarah Jessica Parker's character.
Yeah, of course
when I was
did.
Younger. But
her name was Sarah. Sarah Sanderson.
Right.
Yeah. You're not more. Why'd you like her?
No reason.
Feel like there was a reason.
like the cut of her bodice.
Yeah, I bet she did. I was like, did you like the song that she sang about taking you away?
Yeah. The bus driver.
You nailed it.
He was, yeah. I was like, fair, bro.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Oh, this is tough because I don't want to stay in the same vein, but I kind of want to stay in the same vein. No, you know what? I'm gonna go different. I'm taking for my second one Mary Poppins.
Oh, good one.
Right?
She's very powerful.
She is. She totally is. She can literally, like, morph you into a landscape or a plate or something. Like, you can go on all kinds of adventures, and maybe she can use that. It's good she uses that power for good and not evil, but she's very powerful, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mary Poppins.
And, like, can conjure animation and stuff.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, totally. Can sing. Very important as well. Have you noticed that my 2 choices are, like, mostly good? Scarlet Witch, you can say what you want. She's mostly good. She's at least a gray character.
She oscillates.
But, like... Yeah, I'm not picking the evil ones.
She's the definition of a loose cannon.
Yeah, that is true. We're glad she's on our side, and then when she's on your side, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna go with the warlock side of things.
Oh, okay.
And take Jafar.
Oh, okay.
He's a fantastic villain. Very, very evil. No.
So evil.
No gray there at all. But
he's also incredibly intelligent, which I always appreciate. Really intelligent.
I like his conniving, and he basically won until he was dumb and didn't read the fine print on things. But he was definitely #winning.
Yeah.
And he's got a familiar. He's definitely like witchy. So
totally, and his familiar's named after a Shakespearean character. So bonus for that. All right, so I'm picking between 2, and I thought for sure you were gonna pick one of them and make my decision easier.
Oh, no,
you did not. I wasn't.
I went off the board.
You did. See, I'm really, really, really looking forward to the Agatha Harkness show, and I think she's very powerful. But I already picked the Scarlet Witch, and I don't want to pick another one of her. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with Madame Leota.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I just I really like her.
You got like 3 completely different kinds of witches.
That's kind of what I was hoping for here.
From 3 completely...
very different
things.
Exactly.
Whereas I have like 2 classic Disney animated villains. But...
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I would have picked Ursula if you hadn't, though. So like, yeah.
She was a worthy number 1 draft.
She
choice,
really was.
I feel.
Yeah, and are you surprised I didn't pick Eggie Cromwell?
I actually am.
Yeah, that was another one that I was thinking of. Yeah, it was another one. But I was like, oh, is that going to be too Mary Poppins-ish?
No, not really.
No,
but,
okay. Well, I still adore Eggie Cromwell. She's my bonus pick.
You're gonna be watching. Are you gonna watch all the Halloween?
I think I am. Last year I only watched 1.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I watched 1 and then half of 2 because I was doing it like I just put it on while I was handing out candy. But this year I think I'm gonna do all, since I started watching my Halloween movies earlier. And I don't do Hocus Pocus every year, and I've already watched that. So
both of them and the 25th anniversary special,
which I
like
had never
you
seen. You were very confused as to what I was watching.
Well, I was on the computer, and I just oversaw what was going on, and there was dancing and costumes.
Yeah,
and
most of the songs, so like most of the musical numbers.
Some host from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what is happening?
So it is on Disney Plus.
It actually looked pretty cool.
It was cool. It was like like a special that they did.
And also it's depressing me that that's its 25th anniversary.
Well, it's well past that, because part 2 came out a few years ago. Part 2 came out 29 years after.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
That it's the anniversary special's that old?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So it must be like 32 now?
I don't know. Let's find.
Oh,
1993.
You said 93.
Yeah.
So 31.
Yeah, 31. Yeah. So
that's why my back hurts. All right. Be patient with me.
Yeah,
I'm from the 1900s.
Yeah, I'm from the 1900s. I saw a shirt like that, and it had the Oregon Trail logo, so it looks so old. It's great. But I just wanted to talk about the special since you brought it up. So it's like an hour or something like that, and the hosts are, of course, in costume, and there's lots of people in costume there, but they have a costume contest, and the costumes were amazing. And then they had a lot of musical acts, and all the musical acts were songs that were either performed during or tied to the original movie. So every time it shows the parents, they're at that party, right? And so it's like the songs from that. This might surprise you, but the big finale was the I Put a Spell on You song.
Yeah.
It had to be. Mm-hmm. And all of the dancers were people that were in some of the costumes that the parents and stuff were wearing. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cute. So it was cute. It was just cute, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is officially spooky season.
It is.
Oogie Boogie said so.
Yep.
And so, yeah, if you like witchy stuff, you can watch all the Hocus Pocus on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. Or any of these things.
Yeah.
And you can count down to Agatha with us.
Agatha's coming up.
So excited.
So you were talking about sing-songies in Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
How musical do you think Agatha is
going
to be?
Oh, that's a good question. There's definitely going to be music in it.
Well, we have the Witch's Road song for sure on
It's
lock,
so good.
And
I actually just got it. I put it on my Spotify wish list.
Because they put it in the trailer and they sang it at D23.
Best clip I saw.
And whatever, but like Patti LuPone.
Yeah, you have Patti LuPone in there. You're doing songs.
There's gonna be another musical number. And there has to be.
I'm very sure that the big reason that they're doing an Agatha show in the first place was the success of the Agatha All Along song,
which was amazing,
right? So like you do not cast Patti LuPone and not have. I'm gonna anticipate there's an entire musical episode.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That is one television trope that needs to not die.
Agreed.
Musical episodes any series that has a musical episode is probably the best episode of that series.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've quoted the Buffy one twice today.
The Buffy one is a great example, but, like, there's random stuff, like Scrubs has a musical episode.
Right, yeah, I didn't watch all of Scrubs, but I watched the musical episode, because you're like, you gotta see this.
The Arrowverse has a musical episode.
Yes, of all things.
Like, I don't know, it's just, it's really cool. You have to do it well, but... It's an opportunity for skilled people to really shine.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's fun.
You gotta do it in an entirely different format than what you usually do.
It can be fun anyway. Yeah. I don't know.
But yes, I'm gonna. So hard to say how they're gonna do this. Like, we kind of knew with WandaVision that each episode was going to be a decade before we had it in, and then of course that shifted as the episodes went on.
It mostly went through the decades of TV, sitcom-ish stuff. Whereas...
we don't really know what the format of this is going to be.
No.
But we have a couple theories just from the trailers. The one theory is that each episode is going to be a different kind of like horror movie, either trope or actual homage to. Maybe after the first one, after they recruit everyone. Or that a series of them, each one is going to look at one of the different witches. If that's the case, obviously the Patti LuPone one is the musical episode. Obviously.
Right. And there's also the link to Wizard of Oz.
Which is a musical, of course.
Going on there. Yeah. So there's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think it's a good question. It's definitely going to play a role. I don't think it's going to be a musical show every show.
No, heck no. No.
But it's definitely there. Otherwise, why would you have... I mean, other than she's awesome. Otherwise, you don't cast Patti LuPone. That's just what it is.
I mean, you can cast her, but, like, take advantage of it anyway.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, you're not going to cast her and not do that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's at least one other big musical number... that they haven't used for advertising.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to go for a full musical episode, but I hope they do.
I think if they do, each one is a horror movie, then they don't, but they'll definitely have some numbers. At least one big one.
I don't know. Maybe two. There's an Evil Dead the musical, so
that is a really good point.
You can do anything if you just believe.
I was saying like the Wizard of Oz element would be in that place. But if each one is focused on a witch, then there's a whole episode. That's kind of, and I think one of those two things is going to happen.
I just hope, I hope there is a full episode.
I hope so too, because I think it's great.
That's what I would like.
Yes. Fingers crossed. I'm just really excited. I have not been this excited for a show in a very long time. Probably since WandaVision, which is dangerous.
Not since Secret Invasion have I been so excited for sad trombone.
I've been very excited for shows, but like this is crazy next level. So yeah.
You're probably more excited for this than you were for WandaVision.
Maybe because WandaVision was so good.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong. You were excited for WandaVision because it was high concept and it was the first thing on Disney Plus.
And I adore Wanda.
You liked the Scarlet Witch character and all that that had come before, but you also didn't know if
it was actually going to be good.
If it was actually going to be good, and then it was good, so then this is technically like a sequel to it. So,
yeah. So my hopes are higher.
Your hype is high.
My hype is high, yeah. Whereas you have a bit of caution in you. Secret Invasion broke you.
I'm always kind of just a little bit pessimistic about things and a little cynical.
I enjoy a good theme, and I enjoy things that are stylized. So WandaVision, like, unless it was really bad, I was gonna like it. So I'm really hoping they do something like the way that it looks like they're paying tribute to all these different horror movies has me really excited in terms of that. So fingers crossed. We went on an Agatha tangent.
Well, I mean, we're talking about witches. So how can you not?
That's true. But I wanted to find something out, Brandon.
Okay.
I wanted to find out if you were a Disney witch, which Disney witch are you?
Which witch would you be?
Exactly. Are you ready? I found a BuzzFeed quiz. Oh. There's actually several, but I found one.
Naturally, of course. Okay.
I did this already.
Right.
Afterwards, I'll tell you who I was.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Which?
Which of these animals would be your best friend and confidant? In other words, you're familiar.
Mm-hmm.
A black cat, a bat, a dragon, a Doberman, a snake, or I don't have friends, not even animals.
Oh no, that's terrible. I want a dragon.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick a magical item. A flying broomstick, a book of spells, a magic wand, some runes, a mirror, or a cauldron. Excellent magical items here.
There's some good ones. I'm gonna go with the book full of spells. Mm-hmm. You need the spells. Your wand ain't worth nothing without it. Your cauldron ain't worth nothing without. You need to study.
That's true. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
What if it's the Darkhold? Dun dun dun.
Well, then my fingers turn black. What can you say?
If you could have a coffee with one of these famous witches, who would you choose? The high schoolers from The Craft, the older witch and her friends from The Witches. I've never seen that, so I don't or read that.
Ooh, that's based on a Roald Dahl book. And it's creepy.
We should watch that.
Yes. Oh, I've tried to. It's hard to find on streaming. Okay. And then they just did a remake with Anne Hathaway.
We should watch that one then
as well. And that one's kind of hard to find too.
How?
But I don't know. But it's one of those kids movies that I watched growing up that had like really creepy moments that like you got your like Ghostbusters with the library, you got the witches when they turn into witches, you got Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
I've never seen that either.
With Large Marge. That was terrifying.
To be fair, I had you watch Return to Oz with me.
Well, that one's
and I watched that as a child all the time. And you were like, this is terrifying.
Yeah, no, the witches is messed up. Nice. And Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl, yeah, totally. Okay, so we had the high schoolers from The Craft, the older witch and her friends from The Witches. We have the Spellmans from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, 90s version here.
Yeah.
The students of Miss Robichaux's Academy from American Horror Story Coven.
Oh.
Still my favorite American Horror Story, although I know we haven't caught up.
Mm-hmm.
The Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, or the Halliwell sisters from Charmed. And I've only seen like half the first season of Charmed, but anyway.
Right. Dang.
I know, there's some good ones.
There is some good ones. Well, I'm going to eliminate the witches because they scare the crap out of me. I'm going to eliminate the Sanderson sisters because I feel like Bette Midler would just dominate the conversation, and that's no good. And the Craft, they're a little bit goth moody for me. So, I'm gonna go with Charmed actually.
Oh, okay.
They like my '90s little teenage boy heart. They were
very
attractive. Like, go for coffee with them. That was fine. And they weren't evil, so they're probably not gonna turn me into a newt or something.
Yeah, there was a big variety and level of evilness with all those. Pick one of these spells: light as a feather, stiff as a board. That's The Craft. Hocus Pocus.
No comment on that one.
It's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus.
Hey, that's the name of the movie.
Beluga Savruga come winds of the Caspian Sea. Laryngus glossitis at max laryngitis la voce to me. Amas veritas. Expecto Patronum. Or Bippity Boppity Boo.
Just for the poetry, I'm gonna go with Ursula's.
That's fair.
He's very good. Bippity Boppity Boo is pretty good too.
So this is the one I actually
fairy magic is different than witchcraft.
Oh yeah, see that is also tricky. That's not. It's definitely a magic spell.
I disagree with that one. So
it just said
spells. It says spells. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, when I was doing this, when I first did it, I saw Bippity Boppity Boo and I clicked it, and then I saw the big one, and then went and I changed it to that. Which Disney villain song would you love to sing right now? So these aren't all witches, okay? Just Disney villain song.
Right.
Be Prepared from The Lion King. Oogie Boogie Song from Nightmare Before Christmas. Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians. Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Savages from Pocahontas. Or Shiny from Moana.
So there's 5 really good songs, and then also the one from Pocahontas.
No, that's a crazy song. That's a hard, that's...
Yeah, I did.
No, it's a really good song.
I'm gonna go with Shiny because I really like that
Fair.
song. But
no, that's good.
I also really like Gaston. I also really like
I'm surprised you don't like Savages. The way the songs layer on.
I don't like Pocahontas.
You don't have to like it, but it's asking about the song. The song itself is amazing.
Nah.
They quote Shakespeare, first of all, but they're layering on top of each other. It's very well written. I'm not surprised you picked Shiny because it asks which one you'd like to sing.
Yeah.
And anything by Lin-Manuel Miranda is just like, yes. Just yes.
And it's also kind of goofy, so I could sing.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Which of these powers would you like to have? Being able to control other people's minds.
Ooh.
Turning everything I touch to gold.
That is terrible. That's a curse. That's not a power.
Being beautiful forever. Being invisible. Flying through the sky. Or turning into any animal I choose.
Interesting. I think I'd be the animal one.
Oh. That's not the one I picked.
Seems kind of fun. Being beautiful forever sounds also good, but also a curse.
Same thing with invisible.
Like if you could control your invisibility, maybe that'd be okay. Yeah. And flying is good too, but I don't know.
Guess which one I picked?
I have no idea.
Wanting to control other people's minds.
Oh,
it's the darkest one on there.
That is very dark. Yeah.
I always said I wanted to read other people's minds.
Knowledge is power.
It's true. What color is your soul? Black, oxblood, purple, blue, green, or violet?
My soul.
Yes. I like how it's not red, it's oxblood.
My soul. Maybe oxblood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Finally, if someone's just annoying the heck out of you, you'll turn them into a flea and squash them, scare them away and nothing more, lock them in a cell, turn them into a mouse, eat them, or gain their trust and use it against them later.
That one. That's a really good one.
You are Ursula.
Perfect. Number 1 draft choice. Yeah. Nailed it.
You live for the spotlight and are completely ruthless about it. That is not true.
Unfactual.
You also know perfectly well how to manipulate others to get what you want, and you kind of really love to gloat over others' misfortune. But hey, it's not your fault.
Schadenfreude is very, very good. Yeah.
But hey, it's not your fault people trust you so easily. Guess who I had?
No idea.
Ursula.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe everyone gets
Maybe.
that. Yeah. No, I feel like the questions were pointing in like a couple different directions there.
Yeah. We did have some that we picked the same though.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Anything to add about Disney witches, warlocks, wizards, or so on?
No.
I feel bad for not picking Aggie Cromwell.
You should. You should. Yeah.
So that's our show this week. Thank you, El Mule, who's responsible for the custom theme song you heard at the top of the show. You can find a link to his work at our website at disneya.wixsite.com/podcast, where you can also find a link to our social media accounts and our email. If you rated or reviewed our show, thank you. And if you haven't yet, please do. You can find us on all of your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And guess what? You can rate and rank on basically all of them. So do that.
Yay!
If you know someone who might like listening to us, please be sure to recommend Disney A as well. Next episode, we're still doing Halloween-y stuff, but this next one, we'll get to have a conversation about spoiler-free gut reactions to the first Agatha show, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the main topic.
I don't care, but I'm excited about being able to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you have any Halloween requests while I'm making the full list?
No.
Okay.
Well, no question mark. I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So I'm Krysta.
I'm Brandon.
And until the next adventure, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Thanks for listening to Disney A.
That's because they were persecuted.
Wicked. good and love the earth and women power. I'll be over here.